Introduction. The poet Kabir, a selection from whose songs is here for the first time offered to English readers, is one of the most interesting personalities in the history of Indian mysticism. Born in or near Benares of Mohammedan parents, and probably about the year 1440, he became in early life a disciple of the celebrated Hindu ascetic Ramananda. Ramananda had brought to northern India the religious revival which Ramanuja, the great 12th century reformer of Brahmanism, had initiated in the south. This revival was in part a reaction against the increasing formalism of the Orthodox cult, in part an assertion of the demands of the heart as against the intense intellectualism of the Vedanta philosophy, the exaggerated monism which that philosophy proclaimed. It took in Ramanuja's preaching the form of an ardent personal devotion to the god Vishnu, as representing the personal aspect of the divine nature, that mystical religion of love which everywhere makes its appearance at a certain level of spiritual culture, and which creeds and philosophies are powerless to kill. Though such a devotion is indigenous in Hinduism and finds expression in many passages of the Bhagavad Gita, there was, in its medieval revival, a large element of syncretism. Ramananda, through whom its spirit is said to have reached Kabir, appears to have been a man of wide religious culture and full of missionary enthusiasm. Living at the moment in which the impassioned poetry and deep philosophy of the great Persian mystics Attar, Sadi, Jalaluddin Rumi, and Hafiz were exercising a powerful influence on the religious thought of India, he dreamed of reconciling this intense and personal Mohammedan mysticism with the traditional theology of Brahmanism. Some have regarded both these great religious leaders as influenced also by Christian thought and life. But as this is a point upon which competent authorities hold widely divergent views, its discussion is not attempted here. We may safely assert, however, that in their teachings 2, perhaps 3, apparently antagonistic streams of intense spiritual culture met, as Jewish and Hellenistic thought met in the early Christian church. And it is one of the outstanding characteristics of Kabir's genius that he was able in his poems to fuse them into one. A great religious reformer, the founder of a sect to which nearly 1 million northern Hindus still belong, it is yet supremely as a mystical poet that Kabir lives for us. His fate has been that of many revealers of reality, a hater of religious exclusivism, seeking above all things to initiate men into the liberty of the children of God. His followers have honored his memory by re-erecting in a new place the barriers which he labored to cast down. But his wonderful songs survive, the spontaneous expressions of his vision and his love, and it is by these, not by the didactic teachings associated with his name, that he makes his immortal appeal to the heart. In these poems a wide range of mystical emotion is brought into play, from the loftiest abstractions, the most otherworldly passion for the infinite, to the most intimate and personal realization of God, expressed in homely metaphors and religious symbols drawn indifferently from Hindu and Mohammedan belief. It is impossible to say of their author that he was Brahmin or Sufi, Vedantist or Vaisnavite. He is, as he says himself, at once the child of Allah and of Ram, that supreme spirit whom he knew and adored, and to whose joyous friendship he sought to induct the souls of other men, transcended whilst he included all metaphysical categories, all creedal definitions, yet each contributed something to the description of that infinite and simple totality who revealed himself, according to their measure, to the faithful lovers of all creeds. Kabir's story is surrounded by contradictory legends, on none of which reliance can be placed. Some of these emanate from a Hindu, some from a Mohammedan source, and claim him by turns as a Sufi and a Brahmin saint. His name, however, is practically a conclusive proof of Muslim ancestry, and the most probable tale is that which represents him as the actual or adopted child of a Mohammedan weaver of Benares, the city in which the chief events of his life took place. In 15th century Benares, the synchronistic tendencies of Bhakti religion had reached full development. Sufis and Brahmins appeared to have met in disputation, the most spiritual members of both creeds frequenting the teachings of Ramananda, and whose reputation was then at its height. The boy, Kabir, in whom the religious passion was innate, saw in Ramananda his destined teacher, but knew how slight were the chances that a Hindu guru would accept a Mohammedan as disciple. He therefore hid upon the steps of the river Ganges, where Ramananda was accustomed to bathe, with the result that the master, coming down to the water, trod upon his body unexpectedly and exclaimed in his astonishment, "Ram! Ram!" the name of the incarnation under which he worshipped God. Kabir then declared that he had received the mantra of initiation from Ramananda's lips, and was by it admitted to discipleship. In spite of the protest of orthodox Brahmins and Mohammedans, both equally annoyed by this contempt of theological landmarks, he persisted in his claim, thus exhibiting in action that very principle of religious synthesis which Ramananda had sought to establish in thought. Ramananda appears to have accepted him, and though Mohammedan legends speak of the famous Sufi Pir, Taqi of Jhansi, as Kabir's master in later life, the Hindu saint is the only human teacher to whom in his songs he acknowledges indebtedness. The little that we know of Kabir's life contradicts many current ideas concerning the Oriental mystic. Of the stages of discipline through which he passed, the manner in which his spiritual genius developed, we are completely ignorant. He seems to have remained for years the disciple of Ramananda, joining in the theological and philosophical arguments which his master held with all the great mullahs and Brahmins of his day. And to this source we may perhaps trace his acquaintance with the terms of Hindu and Sufi philosophy. He may or may not have submitted to the traditional education of the Hindu or the Sufi contemplative. It is clear at any rate that he never adopted the life of the professional ascetic, or retired from the world in order to devote himself to bodily mortifications and the exclusive pursuit of the contemplative life. Side by side with his interior life of adoration, its artistic expression in music and words, for he was a skilled musician as well as a poet, he lived the sane and diligent life of the Oriental craftsman. All the legends agree on this point, that Kabir was a weaver, a simple and unlettered man who earned his living at the loom. Like Paul the tent-maker, Bhima the cobbler, Bunyan the tinker, Tirstijan the ribbon-maker, he knew how to combine vision and industry. The work of his hands helped rather than hindered the impassioned meditation of his heart. Hating mere bodily austerities, he was no ascetic but a married man, the father of a family, a circumstance which Hindu legends of the monastic type vainly attempt to conceal or explain. And it was from out of the heart of the common life that he sang his rapturous lyrics of divine love. Here his works corroborate the traditional story of his life. Again and again he extols the life of home, the value and reality of diurnal existence, with its opportunities for love and renunciation, pouring contempt upon the professional sanctity of the yogi who has a great beard and matted locks and looks like a goat, and on all who think it necessary to flee a world pervaded by love, joy, and beauty, the proper theater of man's quest, in order to find that one reality who has spread his form of love throughout all the world. It does not need much experience of ascetic literature to recognize the boldness and originality of this attitude in such a time and place. From the point of view of orthodox sanctity, whether Hindu or Mohammedan, Kabir was plainly a heretic, and his frank dislike of all institutional religion, all external observance, which was as thorough and as intense as that of the Quakers themselves, completed, so far as ecclesiastical opinion was concerned, his reputation as a dangerous man. The simple union with divine reality which he perpetually extolled as like the duty and the joy of every soul was independent both of ritual and of bodily austerities. The God whom he proclaimed was neither in Kaab nor in Kailash. Those who sought him needed not to go far, for he awaited discovery everywhere, more accessible to the washerwoman and the carpenter than to the self-righteous holy man. Therefore the whole apparatus of piety, Hindu and Muslim alike, the temple and the mosque, idol and holy water, scriptures and priest, were denounced by this inconveniently clear-sighted poet as mere substitutes for reality, dead things intervening between the soul and its love. O servant, where dost thou seek me? Lo, I am beside thee. I am neither in temple nor in mosque. I am neither in Kaaba nor in Kailash. Neither am I in rites and ceremonies nor in yoga and renunciation. If thou art a true seeker, thou shalt at once see me. Thou shalt meet me in a moment of time. Kabir says, O Sadhu, God is the breath of all breath. It is needless to ask of a saint the caste to which he belongs. For the priest, the warrior, the tradesman, and all the 36 castes alike are seeking God. It is but folly to ask what the caste of a saint may be. The barber has sought God, the washerwoman, and the carpenter. Even Redas was a seeker after God. The Rishi Swapacha was a tanner by caste. Hindus and Muslims alike have achieved that end where remains no mark of distinction. O friend, hope for him whilst you live. Know whilst you live. Understand whilst you live. For in life deliverance abides. If your bonds be not broken whilst alive, what hope of deliverance in death? It is but an empty dream that the soul shall have union with him because it has passed from the body. If he is found now, he is found then. If not, we do but go to dwell in the city of death. If you have union now, you shall have it hereafter. Bathe in the truth, know the true Guru, have faith in the true name. Kabir says, it is the spirit of the quest which helps. I am the slave of the spirit of the quest. Do not go to the garden of flowers, O friend, go not there. In your body is the garden of flowers. Take your seat on the 1,000 petals of the lotus, and there gaze on the infinite beauty. Tell me, brother, how can I renounce Maya? When I gave up the tying of ribbons, still I tied my garment about me. When I gave up tying my garment, still I covered my body in its folds. So when I give up passion, I see that anger remains. And when I renounce anger, greed is with me still. And when greed is vanquished, pride and vainglory remain. When the mind is detached and cast Maya away, still it clings to the letter. Kabir says, listen to me, dear Sadhu. The true path is rarely found. The moon shines in my body, but my blind eyes cannot see it. The moon is within me, and so is the sun. The unstruck drum of eternity is sounded within me, but my deaf ears cannot hear it. So long as man clamors for the eye and the mind, his works are as naught. When all love of the eye and the mind is dead, then the work of the Lord is done. For work has no other aim than the getting of knowledge. When that comes, then work is put away. The flower blooms for the fruit. When the fruit comes, the flower withers. The musk is in the deer, but it seeks not within itself. It wanders in quest of grass. When he himself reveals himself, Brahma brings into manifestation that which can never be seen, as the seed is in the plant, as the shade is in the tree, as the void is in the sky. As infinite forms are in the void, so from beyond the infinite comes, and from the infinite extends. The creature is in Brahma, and Brahma is in the creature. They are ever distinct, yet ever united. He himself is the tree, the seed, and the germ. He himself is the flower, the fruit, and the shade. He himself is the sun, the light, and the lighted. He himself is Brahma, creature, and Maya. He himself is the manifold form, the infinite space. He is breath, the word, and the meaning. He himself is the limit and the limitless. And beyond both the limited and the limitless is he, the pure being. He is the immanent mind in Brahma and in the creature. The Supreme Soul is seen within the soul. The point is seen within the Supreme Soul. And within the point, the reflection is seen again. Kabir is blessed because he has this supreme vision. Within this earthen vessel are bowers and groves, and within it is the Creator. Within this vessel are the 7 oceans and the unnumbered stars. The touchstone and the jewel appraiser are within, and within this vessel the eternal soundeth, and the spring wells up. Kabir says, "Listen to me, my friend. My beloved Lord is within." Oh, how may I ever express that secret word? Oh, how can I say he is not like this, and he is like that? If I say that he is within me, the universe is ashamed. If I say that he is without me, it is falsehood. He makes the inner and the outer worlds to be indivisibly one. The conscious and the unconscious, both are his footstools. He is neither manifest nor hidden. He is neither revealed nor unrevealed. There are no words to tell that which he is. To thee thou hast drawn my love, O Fakir. I was sleeping in my own chamber, and thou didst awaken me, striking me with thy voice, O Fakir. I was drowning in the deeps of the ocean of this world, and thou didst save me, holding me with thine arm, O Fakir. Only one word, and no second, and thou hast made me tear off all my bonds, O Fakir. Kabir says, "Thou hast united thy heart to my heart, O Fakir." I played day and night with my comrades, and now I am greatly afraid. So high is my Lord's palace, my heart trembles to mount its stairs. Yet I must not be shy, if I would enjoy his love. My heart must cleave to my lover. I must withdraw my veil and meet him with all my body. Mine eyes must perform the ceremony of the lamps of love. Kabir says, listen to me, friend. He understands who loves. If you feel not love's longing for your beloved one, it is vain to adorn your body, vain to put unguent on your eyelids. Tell me, O swan, your ancient tale. From what land do you come, O swan? To what shore will you fly? Where would you take your rest, O swan, and what do you seek? Even this morning, O swan, awake, arise, follow me. There is a land where no doubt nor sorrow have rule, where the terror of death is no more. There the woods of spring are abloom, and the fragrant scent he is I is borne on the wind. There the bee of the heart is deeply immersed, and desires no other joy. O Lord, increate, who will serve thee? Every votary offers his worship to the God of his own creation. Each day he receives service. None seek him, the perfect, Brahma, the indivisible Lord. They believe in 10 avatars, but no avatar can be the infinite spirit, for he suffers the results of his deeds. The Supreme One must be other than this. The yogi, the sannyasi, the ascetics, are disputing one with another. Kabir says, O brother, he who has seen that radiance of love, he is saved. The river and its waves are one surf. Where is the difference between the river and its waves? When the wave rises, it is the water, and when it falls, it is the same water again. Tell me, sir, where is the distinction? Because it has been named as wave, shall it no longer be considered as water? Within the Supreme Brahma, the worlds are being told like beads. Look upon that rosary with the eyes of wisdom. Where spring, the Lord of the seasons, reigneth, there the unstruck music sounds of itself. There the streams of light flow in all directions. Few are the men who cross to that shore. There where millions of Krishnas stand with hands folded, where millions of Vishnus bow their heads, where millions of Brahmas are reading the Vedas, where millions of Shivas are lost in contemplation, where millions of Indras dwell in the sky, where the demigods and the Munis are unnumbered, where millions of Saraswatis, goddess of music, play on the veena. There is my Lord's self revealed, and the scent of sandal and flowers dwells in those deeps. Between the poles of the conscious and the unconscious there has the mind made a swing. Thereon hang all beings in all worlds, and that swing never ceases its sway. Millions of beings are there. The sun and the moon in their courses are there. Millions of ages pass, and the swing goes on. All swing, the sky and the earth and the air and the water, and the Lord himself taking form. And the sight of this has made Kabir a servant. The light of the sun, the moon, and the stars shines bright. The melody of love swells forth, and the rhythm of love's detachment beats the time. Day and night, the chorus of music fills the heavens, and Kabir says, My beloved one gleams like the lightning flash in the sky. Do you know how the moments perform their adoration? Waving its row of lamps, the universe sings in worship day and night. There are the hidden banner and the secret canopy. There the sound of the unseen bells is heard. Kabir says, Their adoration never ceases. There the Lord of the universe sitteth on his throne. The whole world does its works and commits its errors, but few are the lovers who know the beloved. A devout seeker is he who mingles in his heart the double currents of love and detachment, like the mingling of streams of Ganges and Jumna. In his heart the sacred water flows day and night, and thus the round of births and deaths is brought to an end. Behold what wonderful rest is in the Supreme Spirit, and he enjoys it, who makes himself meet for it. Held by the cords of love, the swing of the ocean of joy sways to and fro, and a mighty sound breaks forth in song. See what a lotus blooms there without water? And Kabir says, "My heart's bee drinks its nectar." What a wonderful lotus it is that blooms at the heart of the spinning wheel of the universe. Only a few pure souls know of its true delight. Music is all around it, and there the heart partakes of the joy of the infinite sea. Kabir says, "Dive thou into that ocean of sweetness, thus let all airs of life and of death flee away. Behold how the thirst of the five senses is quenched there, and the three forms of misery are no more." Kabir says, "It is the sport of the unattainable one." Look within, and behold how the moonbeams of that hidden one shine in you. There falls the rhythmic beat of life and death. Rapture wells forth, and all space is radiant with light. There the unstruck music is sounded. It is the music of the love of the three worlds. There millions of lamps of sun and of moon are burning. There the drum beats, and the lover swings in play. There love songs resound, and light rains and showers, and the worshipper is entranced in the taste of the heavenly nectar. Look upon life and death. There is no separation between them. The right hand and the left hand are one and the same. Kabir says, "There the wise man is speechless, for this truth may never be found in the Vedas or in books." I have had my seat on the self-poised one. I have drunk of the cup of the ineffable. I have found the key of the mystery. I have reached the root of union. Traveling by no track, I have come to the sorrowless land. Very easily has the mercy of the great Lord come upon me. They have sung of him as infinite and unattainable, but I, in my meditations, have seen him without sight. That is indeed the sorrowless land, and none know the path that leads there. Only he who is on that path has surely transcended all sorrow. Wonderful is that land of rest, to which no merit can win. It is the wise who has seen it. It is the wise who has sung of it. This is the ultimate word, but can any express its marvelous savor? He who has savored it once, he knows what joy it can give. Kabir says, "Knowing it, the ignorant man becomes wise, and the wise man becomes speechless and silent. The worshipper is utterly inebriated. His wisdom and his detachment are made perfect. He drinks from the cup of the in-breathings and the out-breathings of love. There the whole sky is filled with sound, and there that music is made without fingers and without strings. There the game of pleasure and pain does not cease." Kabir says, "If you merge your life in the ocean of life, you will find your life in the supreme land of bliss." What a frenzy of ecstasy there is in every hour, and the worshipper is pressing out and drinking the essence of the hours. He lives in the life of Brahma. I speak truth, for I have accepted truth in life. I am now attached to truth. I have swept all tinsel away. Kabir says, "Thus is the worshipper set free from fear. Thus have all airs of life and of death left him. There the sky is filled with music. There it rains nectar. There the harp strings jingle, and there the drums beat. What a secret splendor is there in the mansion of the sky! There no mention is made of the rising and the setting of the sun. In the ocean of manifestation, which is the light of love, day and night are felt to be one. Joy forever, no sorrow, no struggle. There I have seen joy filled to the brim, perfection of joy. No place for error is there." Kabir says, "There I have witnessed the sport of one bliss. I have known in my body the sport of the universe. I have escaped from the air of this world. The inward and the outward are become as one sky. The infinite and the finite are united. I am drunken with the sight of this all. This light of thine fulfills the universe, the lamp of love that burns on the salver of knowledge." Kabir says, "There error cannot enter, and the conflict of life and death is felt no more." The middle region of the sky wherein the spirit dwelleth is radiant with the music of light. There where the pure and white music blossoms, my Lord takes his delight. In the wondrous effulgence of each hair of his body, the brightness of millions of suns and of moons is lost. On that shore there is a city where the rain of nectar pours and pours and never ceases. Kabir says, "Come, O Dharmadas, and see my great Lord's Durbar." O my heart, the Supreme Spirit, the Great Master, is near you. Wake, awake, run to the feet of your beloved, for your Lord stands near to your head. You have slept for unnumbered ages. This morning will you not wake? To what shore would you cross, O my heart? There is no traveler before you. There is no road. Where is the movement? Where is the rest? On that shore? There is no water, no boat, no boatman, is there? There is not so much as the rope to tow the boat, nor a man to draw it. No earth, no sky, no time, no thing is there. No shore, no ford. There is neither body nor mind. And where is the place that shall still the thirst of the soul? You shall find naught in that emptiness. Be strong, and enter into your own body, for there your foothold is firm. Consider it well, O my heart, go not elsewhere. Kabir says, "Put all imaginations away and stand fast in that which you are.